children, in today's class we are going to deal about the food habits of the different people. So people develop different food habits depending upon the place where they live in. In our country, that is India, both the northern and southern states follow different types of food habits where southern states prefer rice more when compared to the northern states where they prefer the wheat as their staple food crop where it is being grown mostly, isn't it? Depending upon the climatic conditions, a particular crop is being grown in a particular place. And as you know well, the taste of the food depends upon the type of the crop or the food that is the ingredients that are used in a food item. So the ingredients mostly used in southern state is rice, as you know well. Apart from the rice, the cereal as a cereal which gives you energy, there are also other cereals like and millets which can be preferred in place of rice, where you know about the cereals like rice, wheat, barley, jowar, maize. So these are all the cereals that we can compensate with that each and every product to meet our nutritional requirements. So but we mainly prefer to use rice. For instance, you can take the energy levels that is met by the maize and with that of the rice. It compensates each other, but it depends upon the type of the food that is eaten, depends upon the type of crop that is grown in a particular area. So the type of the food item prepared in that particular area differs. Okay, children. So that's why the habit of the food habits of an individual differs from one place to other place. Okay, children. Now you know that the type of the crop that is grown mainly is depends for the intake of the food item in a particular place. Okay, children. Now I'll tell you another thing is that food habits also should be, we can say that it should be monitored. The food habit should be monitored. So junk food should be avoided and the healthy foods, nutritional food should be taken. All types of the food should be taken. You should not say no to any type of food. That is, you should try to eat all kinds and all the varieties of food items, including the cereals, pulses, nuts, oil seeds, all vegetables and fruits should be included in our diet. Especially the seasonal food should be included in your diet regularly, and you should not say no to any of the food item. Okay, children. And junk foods, especially junk foods, should be avoided. Oil foods and junk foods, because they are unhealthy to us. So you should try to minimize or reduce the amount of intake of these junk foods, and occasionally you can add to your diet but not in your regular diet. Should not include these junk foods. Hope you have understood what they are. They increase your cholesterol levels and digestive capacity decreases, and it decreases your the digestion capacity. That means what happens, it leads to diarrhea and other health risks. So you will be prone to the different types of health problems in which the digestive problems arise mostly due to the eating these type of junk foods like pizza, burgers and so on and so forth that you will be eating outside. So outside food should be avoided, children. The food that is eaten should be cooked and prepared at home itself. Mostly you have to prefer to eat the food that is being prepared at home. Okay, children. So that is the food habits, the development of the food habits of the people you have learned today. That is depending upon the climate, depending upon the crop that is grown in a particular area, and the variety that brings you in your diet, isn't it? So you need variety in your diet. So you prefer to eat different types of food items every day. You do not need monotony. So continuously eating of the same type of foods brings you boredom. So you need variety in your diet. So you bring about the variety in your diet. So you eat more rice, and depending upon the crop that is a staple crop that is grown in a particular area, you prefer to eat such type of items. So this is the main theme that we can say that the food habits are developed from. So habits are developed through the climate, crop and need of variety. And also cultural habits also plays a major role in developing the food habits. Cultural habits. That is the place where they live in. So it depends upon the place or the region. You can also say the region. It is a north or south or wherever it is in the country or a world. So this is the habits that food habits develop from this type. Okay, children. And you also know that you should eat different types of foods like cereals, pulses, nuts, oil seeds, vegetables, green leafy vegetables, etc. So these are must in your diet. So all the varieties should be included. As I told you before, cereals, rice, wheat, jowar, maize, what more? Ragi. So these are all are included in cereals. So nowadays the millets are also included in our diet. As you know it, korralu, samalu, sadzalu, isn't that? Sorry. These are the items which are included nowadays in our diets. You are hearing now and then these words, isn't it? Korralu, samalu, arigalu, isn't it? So these are the terms that you might be heard now. So ragulu, jonnalu, sajjalu, these are the local names that are being given. So what are they? They are the other names for them are also included. Sajjalu, that as you know it is called as pearl millet. So the names, I'll tell you now the names of the different millets. Local name and the name that is the English name that is being given to it. Pearl millet, it's a name given to it. Pearl millet, it is called as sajjalu. What it is called, children? Local name is sajjalu. Pearl millet. Great millet, jonnalu. What is a great millet? It is jonnalu. Great millet is called as jonnalu, children. Next, foxtail millet, korralu. This mostly nowadays it is in Z, isn't it? Foxtail millet. It is korralu. These are the types of that is cereal. Okay, millet, korralu. And proso millet, samalu. Proso millet, samalu. You can note down it, children, so that it will be very helpful to you to note to write them when you get it to write their local names and also the scientific, isn't it? Pearl millet, sajjalu. Great millet, jonnalu. Foxtail millet, korralu. Proso millet, and it's a samalu. So many times we say, nowadays you are going to hear these, you are hearing generally these are the millets that should be used to improvise your health. So to improvise that is the healthy habits should be changed. So you need not change your habits of eating food, but eat variety. You bring variety in your diet by adding different varieties of food items in your diet, so that it brings you variety and also taste. Different taste can be identified and eaten, and you can improvise your health thereby. Okay, children, so that is about the different types of foods and the food items that can be made by the different that is the cereals or the pulses that are available in your surroundings. And next, coming to these junk foods, as I told you, they are very harmful to our health. So avoid junk foods. Avoid junk foods. So homemade foods are very healthy and also hygienic. Homemade foods are healthy and hygienic. So this is very, very important. You have to eat food made by your mother, especially homemade foods, because they are very healthy and hygienic. They are healthy and hygienic. Okay, children? So mark it down. Avoid junk foods. Avoid junk foods. Okay, next, coming to the wastage of food. I told you in the previous class also that most of the food is being wasted. especially in the functions also, in the schools also, sometimes you'll be seeing your friends, or you yourself will be wasting the food in your boxes, saying no to that type of food habit, that is the type of food item where it is you say that I don't like this food because my mother has cooked it and I don't like it now. So you cannot say like that, because you have to cultivate the habit of eating all varieties of food. If food is wasted, you cannot get food again. So it's a, we should think as it is given by God to us to survive, because it gives us energy. Food gives us energy as well. You know it, that without food you cannot survive in this world, isn't it? So the food is that which gives you energy to survive in this world. So you should not waste food or throw the food as you wish. Okay, children, keep it in mind. Okay, so whenever, so some that is you have to think over about it, how to avoid this wastage of food. So this is about the wastage of food. You will be seeing, I told you, first you should think where the wastage of food is being taken place, so then you can avoid at that particular places. You know, wastage of food is taken place in your houses, that is home, and next schools. You know, for instance, that yes, it is also true, isn't it? Next, hotels. If you see hotels, there also as much as food, the customers who come to take the food also will be wasting a lot of food over there, isn't it? And also functions also, festive occasions, whatever at all, you will be seeing most of the food will be wasted at these festive occasions, isn't it? So first of all, the wastage of food should be avoided. How to avoid this wastage of food? For home, if you take it, so in home you try to take the food as much as you want to eat, that's all. Avoid eating the food that is unnecessary, that is a, don't spit it, or don't or if you have it is more enough to eat it, then share it with somebody else without taking it for the first time. When the first time you are taking it, before eating itself, you have to share it with others, so that it cannot be wasted. So at homes first, that you have to keep it in mind. Not only in home, in school also, when you bring the boxes, if you don't, if it is a very more enough that you cannot eat completely, better you share it with somebody, so that it can be shared with others also. Okay, so it is a very good habit of sharing, but not now at this COVID time, children. So try to take the food that is required to you. Okay, ask your mother to keep the food in your boxes that is at the required amounts. Now you are staying at home, so even at home also you have to not, you should not waste the food. Whatever you need, you have to take it, and also when you are feeling hungry, then only you have to take the food. And next, these are the other, that is first point that I am telling for you people, the you pupils, to take into your mind. Next, coming to your parents, and also seeing the elders also will be wasting the food. Yes, you may say, so not only we, our parents also will be wasting food, ma'am, you'll be saying. So yes, you'll be saying, yes, how it is being wasted. Cooking a food a lot, or bringing the lot of items to home which is not necessary, it should also be avoided. We should buy the amount of food, or the quantity of the food items that is required for that month, or the period of time that it is being cooked. So for a period of month it is enough, otherwise they will be spoiled by the mosquito, that is the insects, pests and so on. So you should be very careful before buying the food items from the grocery shop, and also avoid storing in the large amounts, so that it might not be wasted. And eat food when you are hungry, that I said you earlier. And cooking items should be placed in an organized way in the kitchen, so that buying excess can be avoided. Okay, so you know how much amount is there in the kitchen, and so you will not buy more than it is being required. And if you finish your food completely, then if you think that you cannot finish the food completely, as I said you earlier, try to share it with somebody else. If the food becomes stale, that is, if the food is spoiled, then you can give it to the cattle. So they will eat the stale food. So you need not throw it outside, because if it is mixed with the soil and environment, the environment will be getting pollution, because the gas that is produced through that the decomposed food is the methane gas, which is a greenhouse gas. So it should not throw the food out as it is. So the stale food can be given to the cattle, and it can be used in such a manner also. And you should prevent the leaving food uneaten in your meals. Whatever you need, you have want to eat, you keep it in your plate, that much quantity itself, and don't leave the plate uneaten with the meals that is kept in your plate, and serve the members before. That is, how many members are to be eaten should be served, should be known before cooking the food item. And the cooked item should be also very limited to the number of the persons to be cooked, and so it should be planned before the cooking. And also throwing food should be avoided, I told you earlier. And next, leftovers, try to make new recipes with the leftovers. Okay children, so this is about to avoid the wastage of food. Hope you have understood how to avoid the wastage of food, children. So avoid wasting in your hotels, that is school, like what I told you. In the hotels also, most food can be given to the orphanages and so on before it gets spoiled. So don't take more than required. And in function halls also, you have to take the food which is required to you. Okay children, so